Good morning. I would like to show you today some of the techniques I use with my Breville coffee machine. And I'll run you through the how-to, how it's used, and what the functions are. You have various internal cups that you can use, and those are kept back here in the back, and I'll explain those later. But for right now, I'm using a double shot cup, and then you just snap it into the cup holder like this. They give you a little screwdriver in there which you can use to remove this, and there's a slight lip right here on the edge which you pry under there. I just use my fingers. After a while you can just pull it out. It comes out pretty easily. One thing you want to be careful of is when you dump it in the trash, that this cup thing doesn't fall out. It's only fallen out one time, but be careful, keep an eye on that, okay? I use fresh roasted coffee. I would recommend going to a local roaster in your area if you can. If not, if you go to the supermarket, buy a local brand, and what you want to look for is, on this one it says roasted and packaged on. That's what you want to look at. You want to get the most recent date that the coffee was roasted. That's my first recommendation. I like to take the cup that I'm going to use and fill it with hot water and then run it through the microwave. And then this thing is full of hot water. So I'm going to do that right now. So while that's in the microwave, I'll just tell you about this. This is the metal cup that's used for steaming the milk or latte. I use 2% milk. It works fine. They say regular milk actually doesn't steam as well. You can also steam almond milk. It's a little tougher to do, but it does work. Put this much milk in there. This is basically what you need for one cup. About that much milk. There's no measuring line inside, but you can get used to it after a while. One thing I want to point out right now is there's a quick start guide that comes with the machine, and it even explains on the back how to tell what the correct extraction is, what's under extracted and over extracted. And extraction means what that's talking about is whether your pressure on the gauge was correct, pushing the steam through the coffee. So that's kind of important. You want to get it so the dial is about at 10 o'clock. So that's what it shows in the picture. This is a good little guide. It's handy to refer to, and I would keep it handy while you're learning to use the machine. After a while you don't need it anymore. This is where you pour your beans. And you can actually have an extra holder for decaf or a different type of bean if you like. You pour your beans in here. This thing untwists and you can swap these holders out. This dial here controls how much this cup will be filled. It's the amount. And this button is for double shot or single shot. If I hit double, this cup will be filled and ready to go. But I like to use single so I can more accurately measure the amount of coffee that's going in here. On the side, there's a dial. This dial controls the coarseness of the grind. You pull it this way, it's more coarse. You push it that way, it's more fine. So if each bean that you get will require a different fineness in grind. So some beans, if you grind it too fine, the compression's going to be too high. It's going to be over extracted. And if you grind it too coarse, it'll be under compressed. So for each bean that you buy, you want to start to learn what the correct grind is for it. That's why I consistently buy the same bean all the time from the same roaster. So I already know what the setting is that's going to grind this. So you push it in. You also need to have a cloth handy. I recommend that, and I have just a dish towel which I use, and I'll show you why. So this is half full. Tamp it down in the middle a little bit like that, and then I give it another one. Okay, so now it's heaping just like that. It's not overflowing. Now you'll notice here what I'll do is I'll keep a white plate there so I can catch any overflow and then pour it back in. So I recommend you keep a little saucer right there when you're doing this. So now what I'm going to do is tamp it down. And that's why I use the cloth. I don't like to put the metal of the cup holder on here. So I put it on the cloth, and this little thing here, it just stays up with a magnet. It stays up inside the machine, and this is your tamper. And this is where you're going to have to learn the pressure. So you're going to press it down on here like this, and then you put your hand on top of it, and you press down. And you have to get that pressure right. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to just press it down till the top of this is even with the lip of the coffee holder. You just put it under here and give it a quarter of a turn till this is lined up evenly. You don't want to go past that. You don't need to, even though you can, or it would put strain on the rubber gasket. Thing is hot. You keep water in the back, and basically you want to fill it up to this line. There's a line there, and now we're ready to make the coffee. This has come out of the microwave, and the water in here is hot. So next step is you just dump that out, put it under here, and this is the 2 cup and the 1 cup. So I'm going to press the 2 cup and let the coffee flow in. And that's the double shot button. Now you see the gauge is just about a little past 10. It's about 11 o'clock. That compression range is perfect. Look at that crema. That is a good cup of coffee. So as soon as that's done, as soon as the coffee comes out, start the steamer. Let the steaming begin. You pull that towards you, and then steam will begin to come out of this nozzle. Don't touch the metal, it's super hot. And now we put this in here, and you're going for the sound, really. It's the sound of the foam. And you just do it near the top and the edge, and let the swirl go around that way. And I'm feeling the bottom of the metal cup, and when that gets too hot to hold, I know the milk inside is very hot. That's hot and it's nice and foamy. So now what you do is immediately you have this wipe off the nozzle with this wet dish towel because it's soaked from the steam. Let it run again to clean out the nozzle and then wipe it off again. And then you can pour the milk, pour your foamed milk in like that. And it looks perfect. And I like to put a little sugar in there. I sprinkle it on the top. And then mix it in. And that's how it looks. And then when I'm down to the bottom, there's just foam there. I have a nice sweet sugary foam. And I'm going to drink this cup of coffee, and I'll be right back. And that's how to make a good cup of coffee. If you like this video, hit the like button. And in another video, you'll see how to clean the Barista Express. Thanks for watching.